All right, Bethesda, welcome back to my porch. I'm just going to tell it to you like it is. I've been practicing this for a while, and I've gone through and thought through what I was going to say. I'm thinking I'm on like time like 20 right now, and it is just, I'm riding the struggle bus today. And part of it is because of this, is because what the topic that we're going to discuss, what I'm going to, what I'm going to talk to you about right now is something that's really important to me. I'm going to start talking through worship. And today I'm going to try to answer this question, and that's what is worship. And what I'm finding is, even as I'm thinking through this, knowing that I'm just trying to give you a short 5 minute answer, that to fully explain that would take so much longer than 5 minutes. And the rest of the weeks following this, we're going to kind of really apply what I'm about to talk about today, what that means for you guys. We're going to look at how you worship in your home, how you worship at work, how you worship just in everyday life, every aspect of everyday life. And so stay tuned for that. Those are going to be fun to do, fun to talk about, fun to apply worship. Something that, again, I really enjoy. I'm passionate about. I lead you guys in worship each week, but I really want you to see how that extends so far beyond just what we do on Sunday morning. And so I'm going to sit here with my rabbit food in my hand, and I am going to go ahead and just try to answer this one simple question with an answer that I think is really much more complicated than I have time for today. But the question, what is worship? I'm going to read you a verse of the Bible, Romans 12:1. I urge you, present your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and pleasing to God, for this is true worship. And we got to ask ourselves the question, what in the world does that mean? Present your bodies as a living sacrifice. Present yourself as a living sacrifice. If we look back in the book of Romans, back into chapter 11, the verse that comes right before this verse, we see a song of praise that Paul has written down. And at the end of that song, the whole song of praise is basically saying, God, you're the supreme, you're over all things. Who are we? And it ends with basically this: everything is made for you. Everything is yours. And then Paul follows up with, therefore, present your bodies as a living sacrifice. So I think if we try to define what worship is, if I can say it in a sentence, is this: worship are the actions that we take in our lives to show God that He is the greatest in everything. Yeah, again, how do I even say that in a sentence? I'm not sure. But what I mean is this, is I think worship ends up being an action. It reminds me of an old DC Talk song called Love is a Verb. Basically, it's a song, I used to know the whole thing and could have done it for you, but the sad thing is I probably still know it, but I'm not going to do it for you right now. The idea is this: is that when we say that we love somebody, especially in a relationship like a relationship with my wife, we can say that we love them, but it's more than that. It's an action that we take. It's a choice that we make to love them. I think worship ends up being the same. That worship, it's so much more than us saying, hey, we worship God, or us going to church and singing songs. Worship is the actions throughout the week that show others, that displays to the world that we believe that God is sovereign over everything, that everything in the world was made for God, by God, and through God. And so, like, every aspect of your life, you can choose to worship God in it, primarily by giving God glory and working your best diligently in all those things so God would have the glory for everything. And so that's kind of in a nutshell what I got for you today. I'm going to try to flesh that out a little more as we go through and how that works in every aspect of our lives. Again, a simple question: what is worship? With an answer that I think is just way more complicated for me to fully give you right now. But I'm going to work on it a little more, and just so stay tuned for our pastor's porches.